Early this morning, Hiya'S shared two important updates. One regarding the previous two classic Toho figures that they put up for solicitation, and they put up another figure that we saw at San Diego Comic-Con for the first time up for pre-order. So we're going to switch over here and go through this stuff. Here we have the render for their updated Mechagodzilla 1993 sculpt. And so here he is, head on. You can see he's a little bit more bulky in certain areas. I think specifically around the waist and the upper thigh areas. A little bit more bulk. This is, I think, more in line with what our perspective was on the gray prototype from San Diego Comic-Con. And yeah, I mean, he looks more accurate for sure. The proportions look a little bit more accurate to what we saw in the movie and the suit. I'm kind of bummed out. When I was talking about the solicitation when I went for the first time, I liked the thinner proportions on the figure. It reminded me of the Destroy All Monsters Melee version. And, that was more appealing to me than another movie-accurate 1993 Mechagodzilla. But, for folks who are getting in on Hiya and maybe early in their collecting, I'm glad that there is an affordable option out there for you. And yeah, they shared on their Facebook page that the resin prototypes, or like the physical prototype images, they'll have prepared shortly. Who knows what shortly means? I would imagine in at least a month, probably longer. They'll probably update all of their solicitation images to what you can actually expect this final figure to look like. In this post, they also mentioned that Godzilla 2002 will also be redone. So we kind of expected that this was coming. We kind of knew that it was coming based on the reaction to the Mechagodzilla 93. And yeah, so they're going to go back and work on Godzilla 2002. And who knows when we'll see an updated render of that. Probably not for a little while. But it's kind of cool that they're going back and they're redoing this stuff and they're actually communicating it to us, right? Rather than just staying radio silent and waiting for us to sort of look at images coming up at conventions and allow us to come to our own conclusions. They're actually just straight up saying like, yeah, here's what the updated sculpt is going to look like. So yeah, this is really cool. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the updated prototype looks like for this and for 2002. And hopefully they share an update on what's going on with Godzilla Evolved, Shimo, Godzilla 91, because those were all supposed to drop by now and they have not dropped. So yeah, so that's it for those two. We also have a brand new Hiya'S Exquisite Basic Plus line announced by Hiya'S. This is kind of funny because when they showed it off at San Diego Comic-Con, they called it the Ultimate Godzilla, but I guess they couldn't call it that. Maybe because there's so many Ultimate Godzillas on the market, so they're like, Toho's probably like, well, I can't call all of them Ultimate. But here he is, and this is the Godzilla 2021 sculpt with the added electronics, and so you can see the brakes in the sculpt a little bit where I'm guessing you can go in and change the batteries. And then they posted this is a real-time footage clip of the figure lighting up, and it looks really, really nice. This looks really, really nice. I really like the way that the lighting sort of peers through but still captures the details on the spines and on the chest. I think that this looks really good. Release time 2025, Q3, $80. So about $30 more than what we're used to. Anytime you have electronics, it's going to be a little bit more expensive for sure. You can kind of think of it though as like two figures in one. Like this is basically a standard, G21 with updated arms sculpted. So the similar arms to the Godzilla 2014. But it's the standard Godzilla, and then when you activate the lighting features, then you get your heat ray. So you can think of it as two figures in one with electronics. However, makes that price a little bit more digestible. And it's a neat gimmick. This is a feature that I don't see myself picking up every release for, and I also don't expect them to go like all in on making a whole bunch of light up figures. But there are a couple that, yeah, I think it makes sense for. So if we switch over here, like I could see them doing an energized Godzilla with the light up feature for sure. I think that makes a lot of sense. Godzilla Evolved, if they were to do a supercharged version with like those fuchsia magenta lights going in, like I think that also would look really, really good. Burning Godzilla would probably look phenomenal with some built-in LEDs. If they're gonna get me to buy a third Burning Godzilla, then I guess that's how it's got to be. And then, you know, the classic Hokkaido suit, we can expect that they'll try to get this figure out with that gimmick as well. So I think we have a sense of like which figures make sense for this lighting feature. Like obviously like Kong probably makes no sense, Skullcrawler probably makes no sense. But as you get into more of the classic Toho stuff, like Space Godzilla is one that I think this feature would work really, really well in. Like you have him come with just the standard white crystals or spines, and then have the lights turn red, and maybe even have them flicker like he appears in the movie when he's sort of in his damaged or aggravated state. I think this makes perfect sense to do in the Exquisite Basic Plus line. Whenever they get around to Space Godzilla, I'm pretty sure they'll get around to doing a light up version as well. So I believe this guy's already up on INS Hobby. I think you can put down a deposit. Let me rephrase this. When this was shown off at San Diego Comic-Con, INS Hobby put up a deposit page. So if you want to put down like the $10 and be one of the first to get it when it eventually ships, you can do that. They will update that page with the official solicitation information. That link will be in the description down below if you'd like to use it to support the channel. You know, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And yeah, curious to see more of this line and where it goes. And very curious to see what comes of the updated Mechagodzilla sculpt and the Godzilla 2002 sculpt when it is ready. So that's gonna be it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Friday and a great start to your weekend, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.